People are obscenities, a mass of tubes squeezing semi-solids around itself for a few decades before becoming so dribblesome it'll no longer function. In The Night of the Living Dead, George Romero acquired pig entrails from the local abattoir, and then he cleaned them all off really good so that his actors could dig right into the task of destroying the bodies of their cinematic victims and make it look real. In all zombie movies, the violence done to bodies, both of the living and of the undead, forces modern viewers to consider the possibility that the human body may be nothing more than blood and guts and meat. Is that really all we human beings are? One of the reasons zombies are here is because deep down we are wondering just this. In our culture, we no longer believe in something higher than ourselves. Stepping away from God or the transcendent had some benefits. We love it when we gain the freedom that comes with a driver's license, or moving out of our parents' home into our first apartment or dorm room. We were a little giddy too when we walked away from the idea of God telling us what to do. But a step into freedom comes at a cost. When you can drive yourself, you lose those conversations with your dad that only happen when you're driving together. When you move out of the house, you have to feed yourself and do your own laundry and pay the rent. When a 5-year-old who gets sick of having to pick up her toys runs away from home, the first 15 minutes are a time of ecstatic liberation. But soon the implications of this flight toward freedom become clearer. The runaway is now faced with some hard realities. Yeah, I've been there. Rain, crackers gone, strange noises, animals. For the last 100 years or so, our culture has been dealing with the consequences of abandoning our belief in the transcendent, or God. The tension between the idea that there is nothing behind the physical reality and our perceived experiences of the transcendent in life are embodied in the zombie. Zombies suggest some uncomfortable possibilities if our belief in immanence or a purely physical reality is true. If there is no transcendence, then what is a human being? In the modern tradition, reason was our defining characteristic. In the Christian tradition before that, there is this idea that we were created in the image of God. That's inherent value. Without inherent value, and if we are just material, aren't we then just a skin bag of guts and meat? Zombies graphically show us what this looks like. They rend and rip and bite and tear and flay and gouge, and every zombie narrative presents to us the objectification of the body. They show us what we are made of. Blood and guts and meat and tubes and blobs and fat and bones and chunks, and if this is all that we are made of, horror and fascination indeed. You see how this works? We are happy to think of ourselves and the world in a certain way. In our culture, we quite easily say that human beings and the world around us are just material, fine and good. This is the way it is, and all of our experiences occur within this reality and are understood by it. But all of our experiences don't exactly fit so nicely into that reality. We usually don't dig too far down into that. Who or what am I if I'm just a body? Zombie movies don't usually give us the answer, but they never let us ignore the question. We like to think of ourselves as more than the sum of our parts, and we have some evidence for this. Consciousness, feelings of love and being loved, reason, creativity. These things seem to suggest that we are more than the sum of our parts, but zombies don't allow us to be comforted by this idea. Am I really that vulnerable and soon-to-be dead flesh? Don't we have to be if there's nothing outside of us that makes us more? When doubts like these get stronger, they create monsters, our zombies. And as monsters, the zombies force us to face our own physicality. They rub it in our face, if you will. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.